things to identify when trauma has really gotten a hold of things. So, first thing that you can really recognize, a red flag to look after, is if you know what your triggers are and you're avoiding your triggers like the plague. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I probably shouldn't be in this environment because it's a trigger for me. But when you're avoiding dealing with it, period, it's not necessarily a healthy thing. So you're avoiding certain people, you're avoiding certain places, you're avoiding certain things in the future. So the second thing is, another red flag is having a difficult time expressing your emotions. So for introverted people, you can see a lot of this, especially if there's a deep rooted trauma there. They can become introverts for that reason. But then you have extroverted people that also do this, have a difficulty expressing their emotions, kind of rambling when it comes on to dealing with certain emotions, is when you can tell trauma may be influencing their decisions. They start rambling about something that has nothing really to do with what we were talking about in the beginning. We can't stay on subject. That's because they're having a hard time processing it, and then it's affecting the third, another red flag, a struggle with interpersonal relationships. So it's not just your normal, I have a hard time developing friends, but I have a hard time maintaining long-term relationships. I kind of, that fear of abandonment is a lot of what you see. Hating while you're in the relationship is something else that we're going to get into here in a second. And you can definitely tell that there's a trauma, probably a relationship trauma, where they're having a hard time developing and maintaining intimacy. Moving trauma there. Now, another red flag is if you have a hard time setting healthy boundaries, and you can see self-destructive behaviors because they're having a hard time setting healthy boundaries. So it's not that they have a hard time setting boundaries, just not healthy ones. Sometimes they will set self-destructive boundaries. And yes, boundaries work both ways. They will set boundaries like, I won't face this. I won't. That's a self-destructing boundary. That is something that I've decided, since I won't progress in my life, I am stopping myself from going forward. I'm setting a boundary against myself. If they have difficulty setting boundaries, like, hey, I need to prioritize what's